Mm.
Junette Diaz was born on December 31st, 1968, and is a Dominican-American writer, creative writing professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and fiction editor at Boston Review. He also serves on the board of advisors for Freedom University, a volunteer organization in Georgia. Central to Diaz's work is the immigrant experience, particularly the Latino immigrant experience. All right. The significance of the title is meaning that The Wondrous, being that it's a coming-of-age story of a Dominican American in America, and the brief part, which is spoiler alert, he dies early. So that's that. This story is about the main character, Oscar de Leon, how he's a ghetto nerd from a family of immigrants from the Dominican Republic, and he's played by the Fuku curse of not finding love. This is told by Junior, his best friend and college roommate, but does not quite understand Oscar, yet loves him the same and sees there's something within Oscar that begs to be understood. As the primary narrator of the novel, Junior provides a loving portrait of a tortured soul within a tortured family. To describe Oscar well, he weighs 245 pounds and has no ear for music, can't dance, loves comic books, sci-fi movies, and fantasy novels, sports the slightest trace of a mustache, and has a pair of close-set eyes. Also, if I had to describe him in one word, he would be a loser.
He hadn't been expecting to meet anyone, but then he'd seen the beauty in the back row and felt his senses fly out of him. Her name was Anna Obregon, a pretty loud-mouthed gordita who'd read Henry Miller while she should have been learning to wrestle logic problems.
You want to go to the movies, Oscar?
Ugly fat me?
Yeah.
6.5 hours later.
Oscar, guess what? My boyfriend's in the military. He's coming back.
You have a boyfriend?
Yeah.
But, baby, I love you.
But Oscar, I have a boyfriend.
Lola is Oscar Wilde's older sister who decides to leave everything behind to escape her abusive mom, yet falls into the trap of dating worthless and cruel men.
I don't want to come home, but I really miss you, Oscar.
I miss you too. I'm sorry.
Why are you sorry?
For this.
Crap.
You're just gonna leave your poor mother on the ground?
Crap.
You're not going anywhere.
Double crap.
Other than he appears in almost every scene and narrates every part and piece of his life.
You know that one girl you grew up with who doesn't take anything from anyone? Belly is that kind of mom, tough as nails and sort of scary to boot. In chapter 1, Diaz hints at the difficulties of Belly's parenting style. She is absent, yet severe. She doesn't like her son, Oscar, to spend time writing fantasy fiction, but we don't really know Belly yet. Then chapter 2 rolls around, and we really meet Belly. We find out that she's battling cancer and working 2 jobs. As it turns out, she's really been put through life's grinder, and she survived by willpower alone.
So there are 2 main settings in the book. You have Paterson, New Jersey, which is the home of Oscar, Lola, and Bella de Leon. This neighborhood is known for its diversity of immigrant inhabitants, currently populated by Central and South American immigrants. The other setting takes place in Bani, Dominican Republic. This town was a home of La Inca, which is the grandma, and Belly, which is the mom, before she moved to the nearby capital, Santo Domingo. When Oscar and Lola visit the Dominican Republic for the first time, they visit Bani, and when they visit later, they visit Santo Domingo. Trujillo, one of the 20th century's most infamous dictators, ruled the Dominican Republic between 1930 and 1961 with an impeccable, ruthless brutality. While Oscar and Lola are both born in New Jersey, the book flashes back to the lives of their mother and grandmother and how Trujillo was involved in their lives.
Cultural significance points to the racial divide between Dominicans and Haitians, calling out Trujillo for the genocide committed against Haitians. The erasure of Haitian Dominicans from official government records, and the hatred of the dark Haitian skin color. By comparing and contrasting the racial prejudices Oscar faces as a black-skinned man in America to the racial prejudices Haitians face in the Dominican Republic.
The one core motif is about the man without a face as a dream of Oscar. So the man without a face is a symbol of the family curse, and it's like a caution to say that something bad will come, or known as bad luck.
A major theme in this story is that Oscar is viewed as an outsider, and mostly due to his nerdiness, his intelligence, and his bad physical appearance. This is why he has a quest to find where he belongs. Another major theme is that the Dominican male is characterized as having power, charm, physically attractive, sexually active, and violent. And Oscar lacks all of this, and this is why he struggles to find love in the story.
There are two opposing supernatural forces in this novel, Fuku and Zephyr. A Fuku is a heavy-duty curse. A Zephyr is something like good luck, charm, or counterspell. You say a Zephyr to protect yourself from a curse. Although writing isn't the major theme of this novel, Diaz privileges it enough to call it a Zephyr, a powerful counterspell against evil.
This quote is about how Uner likes to tell us how he gets with hot girls. It's easy to forget that Uner writes fiction just like Oscar. Granted, Uner's stories probably sound nothing like Oscar's. As suggested above, Uner veers towards gritty realism.
Not long after his suicide attempt, Oscar rededicates himself to writing. He declares that he's going to be the Dominican Tolkien. Being a nerdy Dominican has probably gotten Oscar his fair share of bullying, but you have to admire his ambitions for writing.
Like we mentioned earlier, Belly and Lola gain some pretty significant sway over men when they hit the biochemical jackpot. But we'd also like to note that these new looks usually lead to trouble.
Trujillo had almost total power over every aspect of Dominican life. One of Diaz's points in the books is that too much power can make anyone feel a little weird. A quote describing illusion is, "What more sci-fi than Santo Domingo? What more fantasy than the Antilles?" This alludes to science fiction and fantasy becoming a reality in the novel, and Oscar's love for genre fiction stems from this awareness. Also, it eerily is similar to the historical and current events that have happened in the Dominican Republic and is in his family's history.
The stunts in this movie were performed by professionals, so for your safety and the protection of those around you, do not attempt any of the stunts you're about to see.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows, only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart chose, only time.
Oh, wow.
That's life for you. All the happiness you got into yourself, it will sweep away like it's nothing. If you ask me, I don't think there are any such things as curses. I think there's only life. And that's enough.